relative to your Netflix comment is if you look at the cost per hour of viewing, Netflix is roughly around 21 cents per hour. That's the
Mhm.
cost to a customer because the average customer is watching about 50 hours based on the research that we've done per month. The average customer on Fubo is watching 121 hours a month
Oh, wow.
as of third quarter. So when you take that number and you divide that by the $60 package, you get somewhere in the 50 cents range. Okay.
Mhm.
Of which sports, the most expensive part of entertainment, is in that. So I would say that it's a pretty good value and it's still significantly less expensive than cable. And I
Yeah.
think that's where the value proposition is for us.
And the other thing I would say, and I would ask you about that, is just in the sense that
Hmm.
folks are paying $60 is part of the value proposition here that in this new world, even once we have the vaccine, that there will be less people who want to go to games and see games in person and more people that are going to want to watch games on TV? Or is that not part of the calculus for you?
Look, it's not part of the calculus because if you think about a stadium, you're talking about, if it's an NFL stadium, it's 80,000 people. If it's a soccer stadium in the US, it's 20,000 people. So we need, we're looking to grow into the millions of customers, right? That's what
Hmm.
every internet company wants to do. So yes, you could factor that into the calculus, but I would say it's a very insignificant or immaterial portion. Those people who do go to games don't go to every game. So they still will need,
Right.
like if you're a baseball fan and there are 120 games, you're going to want to watch 100 of them. You're not going to go to 100 games. You're going to go to one or two per season or maybe four, right? So I think it's immaterial.
Okay. And so let me make sure I've got your numbers straight. Right now, paid subscribers, 455,000, up from 288,000 last year.
Yes. No, up from the previous quarter.
Oh, okay.
The way we're looking at it is we're at 400 plus, as you said, and we've revised our guidance higher for Q4. We're targeting just over 500,000 subscribers. 505 at the midpoint is our new guidance.
Okay. And that's for Q4 this year.
Correct. End of the year.
Okay. And so what have you put out guidance for 2021? Where do you want to be at the end of next year?
We haven't put out guidance, sub guidance yet. We'll be releasing our new guidance, when on our earnings call. That's probably slated for February, March. We're still working through that, but I think the market's very robust right now. We're taking solid share, and sports obviously has proven to be a very important segment of entertainment for Americans, even as we were sort of moving out in the short term of the pandemic in Q3. So, but yeah, we feel very comfortable with our current growth rate of 50+% per year.
Okay. And the question here is both offense and defense. How do you scale up? You talked
Hmm.
about the potential market opportunity, but how do you reach
Yeah,
those people? How do you get them into the Fubo TV universe? And then also, how do you play defense? How do you keep, Hulu has live sports, very catchy.
right.
It's got a lot of people signing up. How do you keep people from going to those other competitors like a Hulu, like a YouTube TV,
Yeah.
instead of Fubo TV, Fubo?
Yeah, so those are, I would say, the two competitors that you named are probably the closest services to ours. I will argue that there is some differentiation. So, for instance, if you live in Boston and you want to watch the Red Sox or the Bruins, along with the Celtics and the Patriots, like Fubo is the only place you can go. So there is some differentiation among the type of sports content that is available. We also have product features such as 4K. So if you've got a big screen TV, you love your football and you want to watch in 4K, we carry all of Thursday Night Football in 4K. We do carry college football games now. We've got features like multi-view, and all of our sports is very visible, very easy to find, which I've heard more difficult on other platforms. So again, there's some product differentiation. There's some content differentiation. It's a different service, and we cater towards a very specific fan, whereas our competitors are probably a little bit more general entertainment, meaning some sports, some movies, some TV series.
Okay. And you've also talked a little bit and spoken a little bit about the opportunity for Fubo in sports wagering. Sports betting is
Yep,
obviously blowing up. Barstool is getting into the game.
yep.
DraftKings has their stock has blown up. Can you talk to me about what you guys are doing in that space?
Sure. Well, we recently announced an acquisition of Balto Sports, which allows us to get into the free to play segment, and we're starting with Pick'ems games. Pick'ems is important because the conversion rate from free to play on Pick'ems is much higher than it is from fantasy, and that's sort of our first phase. We're working through our strategy now, and as we said a few weeks ago, we'll look to provide investors more information in the beginning of 2021 and into the quarter. But as you said, it's a really big space. Our goal is to really create a flywheel. We believe we have an acquisitions advantage because you have people coming in for events like the Super Bowl and the World Series. We have an engagement advantage because we have 50,000 sporting events on the platform, and we leverage machine learning today to surface entertainment content to get you to watch more. We think we can repurpose that to follow the types of bets you make. And we can tell you, well, if you like to bet on field goals, can we show you 11 games that are about to go into field goal mode? So we feel like this is
Wow.
really going to enhance the video experience. And last but not least, we think that this really gives us a monetization advantage because the more people watch because they're looking to bet, the more advertising we're selling as well. And so that's the
Right.
flywheel we're looking to develop in 2021 and beyond.